Coming up next on CBS 8 News Live at 6:30, a San Diegan right now near the border of Ukraine trying to keep his family safe. We'll hear from him.
Gas prices skyrocketing. Now thieves are targeting tanks.
Thieves are looking for crimes of opportunity to steal gasoline from vehicles.
Some are even drilling holes in cars, leading to costly repairs.
And California's tallest, fastest, and longest dive coaster is officially open, and it's right here in San Diego. We'll take you for a ride. The news starts right now.
This is CBS 8 News Live at 6:30.
And we take one day at a time, and each day can be the last.
As the Russian attacks on Ukraine rage on, more and more civilians are getting caught in the fighting. The UN reports more than 500 civilians have been killed, and that includes over 40 children. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Kirsten Holm.
And I'm Steve Price. Today, President Biden ordered an additional $200 million in security assistance to Ukraine. That's as Russian forces close in on Ukraine's capital city of Kyiv. British defense officials say the bulk of Russia's forces are now about 15 miles from the city's center. More than 2.5 million Ukrainians have already fled the country.
And an Escondido business owner and father is on the ground in Eastern Europe right now trying to help people and make sure that his family is safe. Alexander Shumaishin has been in Moldova, a country on the western border of Ukraine, for about a week now, delivering humanitarian assistance. He's safe there in the capital of Moldova, but he says most of his friends and family are in Ukraine and the situation there is dire. And despite this, Oleg says Ukrainians are extremely resilient and ready to defend their home.
I'm not sure how they will behave if the fighting actually starts in that city, but it seems like everybody's prepared to die, or at least prepared to fight.
I spoke with Olex this morning. He says his family and friends are safe for now in Odessa, Ukraine, where they are bracing for a Russian assault. We'll have his full story and what he says you can do to help tonight on CBS 8 News Live at 11.
Well, it's another record gas price today for San Diego County, but things may be leveling off. According to AAA, today's average price, $5.74 a gallon. That's up 1.3 cents from Friday. We have now set a record 18 days in a row. But oil prices, they are finally coming down, dropping around $16 a barrel from their high, which was back on Tuesday. With more than 2 weeks of San Diegans watching gas prices rise, people are starting to get desperate. We are hearing more reports of thieves working their way through parking lots, and they are stealing your gas. CBS 8's Regina Ahn spoke with an expert on how thieves are grabbing your gas and what you can do to prevent this.
Reports of gas thieves have been popping up all across the country, and with gas prices continuing to soar, experts are urging you to take caution. Gas siphoning was a common way to steal gas during the past when there was an increase in price or shortages. But with anti-rollover valves now in newer cars, thieves are turning to a different way to get your gas.
Now what thieves are doing is they're actually resorting to drilling into the gas tank and letting it flow from the gas tank. This is a costly repair that could cost a vehicle owner at least $1,000 or more to replace that gas tank.
Experts call this a crime of opportunity. Ways to keep yourself safe include parking in a garage if you have one. If you're parking in public, try to find a secured lot with security cameras or near an elevator or stairway where there's more foot traffic.
Thieves don't want to be caught in the act. They don't want people seeing what they're doing. And so as best you can put your vehicle in a high traffic area, the better off you will be.
Those with trucks and cars that sit higher are especially vulnerable because they're easier to get under and carry more gas.
These thieves are going to look for the largest gas tank so that they can get the most fuel out of the vehicle.
Obvious signs that you've been a victim is a gasoline smell around your car, a small gas puddle on the ground under your gas tank, and of course that flashing fuel light on your dash. Another way to keep yourself safe, especially if you have an older car, is purchasing locking gas caps, especially here in San Diego, where the average gas price continues to rise to $5.74 a gallon.
Scary stuff, Regina. Thank you. And here at CBS 8, we want to help you save money when you fill up. Text the word GAS to 858-571-8888. And we'll go ahead and send you a link to find some of the stations with the lowest prices in San Diego County.
Catalytic converter thefts have been trending throughout Southern California. And today, drivers in Oceanside helped protect themselves by going to a catalytic converter etching event. It was hosted by the Oceanside Police Department, and drivers who showed up got their vehicle's identification number engraved right into their catalytic converters. Doing this helps officers quickly trace back the part to its original owner if it's ever stolen.
The etching is a fantastic way for us to identify your catalytic converter in the event it's stolen, and we can recover it and get it back to you, and you may be able to save yourself the cost of replacing the converter.
Gives us an extra tool as investigators to try to find out who these catalytic converters belong to once they're stolen, and we're finding suspects in possession of them.
Etching is a strategy that police departments all across the country and even in Chula Vista have implemented to address the uptick in catalytic converter thefts. Now, Thursday in the Zevely Zone, we profiled a local nonprofit dedicated to helping young kids in the arts. Now, after that story ran, their recording studio was broken into.
The thieves made off with a van full of expensive equipment that was donated to the School for Creative Careers, which is a nonprofit located in Sarah Mason. Among the items stolen, computers and camera rigs, but for the owner, the biggest loss was the truck that he uses for his paying job as an audio engineer.
They stole my work truck, which really is disheartening because that had a big sound system and other equipment that we were going to install.
A GoFundMe has been set up now to subsidize the cost of the missing items. A police report was filed. Hopefully, he can get his equipment back if they find the truck, or if you recognize that suspect there, be sure to give police a call.
All right, it was a beautiful day all across San Diego, but what does tomorrow have in store?
Meteorologist Sean Stiles joins us now with a first look at your microclimate forecast. Sean, you couldn't beat today, I'll tell you.
Steve and Kirsten, you're absolutely right. Spectacular day. However, there is a little bit of a change in the atmosphere over the next 24 hours. So the National Weather Service has issued a wind advisory that will bring in some windy conditions as onshore flow returns to Southern California. Now, as you mentioned, it was really spectacular out there today. We're talking 80 in the Escondido area, Valley Center at 77, 74 for the folks in Ramona, 75 in Alpine, 77 as well in El Cajon. Now these temperatures are going to drop off just a little bit, and along the coastline those upper 60s will be into the mid 60s, in fact a little bit cooler than that. Don't forget, daylight saving time starts tomorrow morning, 2 a.m., but you can set your clock back before you go to bed. You will lose an hour of sleep, but you'll gain a little bit more sunshine on the backside in the sense that you will have a later sunset. Tomorrow, 64, 70, and 70 as we get into the work week. High pressure reestablishes and warms those temperatures above average. And look at the forecast, boy. Monday, we're talking about 80, but a little bit cooler in the inland microclimates, and that wind will be affecting us. Steve, Kirsten?
All right. Thank you for that, Sean. Well, several county agencies teamed up to help people in a growing homeless encampment in unincorporated El Cajon. The East County Homeless Resource Fair served as a one-stop shop, offering everything like hygiene kits and water. They also helped with hotel vouchers and job seeking and court case help.
When we have services like this set up, we can go there, offer them services, give them hotel vouchers, get them off the streets, and put their lives back on track.
The San Diego County District Attorney's Office is planning to do another fair like this to offer its services to those in the North County.
Well, it is time to spring forward. So tonight you're going to set your clocks forward an hour. And while you may not be excited about losing an hour of sleep, the change to daylight saving time may actually be good for your mental health. Psychiatrist Dr. Michael Lardon says that taking advantage of this extra daylight will actually boost your serotonin. That's the chemical that elevates your mood. And with COVID again on decline, more people are going to be looking to head outside and take advantage of the later sunsets after work.
We know that during the pandemic, folks' mental health suffered a great deal. I mean, I can't tell you the exact number, but some 20% exacerbation in symptoms. More people felt worse. And so we're hopefully going to have a little bit of a rebound effect, and people will really start to feel better.
Dr. Lardon says it should only take about a day or so for your circadian rhythm to reset after losing that hour of sleep.